Indeed, those candidates seeking for the seat that Kwame Brown held before he was elected chair of the City Council. The candidates join us in studio. Gentlemen, before I introduce you, the rules, there will be an opening statement to introduce yourself to our listeners of no more than 30 seconds. Then there will be questions from Tom and yours truly and from the members of our listening audience. We ask you to restrict your responses to no more than 1 minute. Each of you will be given a closing statement of 1 minute. We assume, Tom, that these candidates, like so many others, operate on the assumption that he who takes up the most of your time wins the debate. We'd like to think that does not work with our listeners, that for them, trying to grab too much time can simply make a candidate, well, annoying. For our callers or emailers, please do not request that all candidates respond to any one question. Please direct your questions to a specific candidate. That said, the number is 800-433-8850. You can send us a tweet at Kojo Show, email to kojo@wamu.org, or go to our website, kojoshow.org. Join the conversation there. This is the Politics Hour. The candidates, I will introduce each one and ask him to make a short statement introducing himself to our listening audience, and then we will start taking or asking questions of the candidates.
Once again, I don't get an opening statement.
No, you don't get an opening statement.
Unfair.
You do, however, get a closing statement. First candidate to my right is Brian Weaver. To my right is Patrick Mera. To my immediate right, he's a Republican candidate for the D.C. Council, seeking an at-large seat. Patrick Mera, why are you seeking this seat?
Great. Well, thanks, Kojo. Well, first of all, as you...
Well, no, tell the audience who you are.
My name is Patrick Mera. I am a fiscally responsible, socially progressive Republican. I live in the Columbia Heights neighborhood of Ward 1. I am currently the Ward 1 State Board of Education member. I am extremely active in the community, particularly in the areas of education. I am running because nobody else can claim the mantle of ethics and independence more than me. I am the only true outsider in this race, and if a member of the council is doing one of these unethical, illegal acts like council members seem to be doing lately, I am the only member who can help to clean up this government. We just have not been doing a good job with ethics, and obviously I'm running for fiscal reasons as well.
Glad to hear you say you live in Columbia Heights. I always see you there. I thought you were just kind of hanging out over there. That's actually where you live. Our next candidate is Brian Weaver. He's a Democratic candidate for the council. Brian Weaver.
Thanks for having us on the show. My name is Brian Weaver. I am a former 8-year ANC commissioner in the Adams-Morgan community, 20-year community activist around youth issues in Ward 1 and now throughout the city. I am an independent progressive Democrat. I don't think that you can really sort of claim the mantle of being an outsider just because you're a Republican or a stated person or a Democrat. I think that everyone is extremely bothered by some ethical lapses that we've seen at the council. And right now, what the thing that I really think that we need at the district is we need to fight for oversight, holding our public leaders accountable, and reform of the overall government in Washington.
Thank you very much, Brian Weaver. If you don't win this race, are you going to go into the video business professionally? That's what you seem to really like doing. Our next candidate, Vincent Orange, needs no introduction. So, Tom, sure, would you suggest we move on?
No, I think we should give him 25 seconds.
Because he is better known, or what? Our next candidate is Vincent Orange. He is, of course, a Democratic candidate for the D.C. Council. Vincent Orange, your turn.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me here. My name is Vincent Orange. I'm a former 2-term council member and currently serve as a Democratic National Committee man. I'm here to offer my services to the city once again in its time of need. As you know, I served on the council when we had a $518 million deficit. When I left in 2007, we had $1.6 billion. Today, the situation is somewhat similar. We have a $322 million deficit. Our leaders are in a bit of trouble, and we need to, get things back on track again. So I offer proven experience, integrity, and accountability, and an independent voice that will stand with the citizens of the District of Columbia.
Thank you very much, Vincent Orange. Our next candidate is Joshua Lopez. He is, too, a Democratic candidate seeking the at-large seat on the City Council. Josh Lopez.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for having me on here. My name is Joshua Lopez. I'm a former ANC commissioner, former vice president to the Ward 4 Democrats. I've worked inside the City Council as a staffer and worked outside in the nonprofit sector. If voters are looking for a candidate who's going to be honest, someone willing to work hard, someone willing to introduce new ideas, think outside of the box when it comes to solving problems, and continue to fight for education reform, stand firm on it, stand firm in supporting the new chancellor, I'll be the best candidate. If you're looking for someone to shake things up, I'm your guy. Number 5 on the ballot. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joshua Lopez. And finally, we hear from Sayca Cubital. He, too, is a Democratic candidate. He's currently the member of the D.C. Council who is holding that seat on an interim basis. Sayca Cubital.
Thank you, Kojo. Once again, my name is Sayca Cubital. I'm running for this position because education is, quite frankly, the #1 issue the city faces today. I am the independent education reformer running in this race. I've got a track record of proven results in education and education reform. I started my career with Teach for America. I taught for 8 years. Went on to lead work in organizations like KIP that have been high performing, serving low-income students across the city. And then through my leadership with Jumpstart for Young Children, I've demonstrated real results for our children. I believe, frankly, that what the council needs is a leader on this issue, and I am that leader.
Thank you very much, all. And Tom Sherwood insisted that I be the one running the clock so he could get to hog all the questions on the broadcast. So hog away.
I want to come back to, well, thank you, and I won't take 30 seconds. A gentleman stopped me on the street the other day, and he said, why doesn't Kwame Brown, the chairman of the council, resign? His finances are in disarray. He has campaigns that are in disarray. And he was misspent money right out of the bat last year by asking for a fully loaded SUV. It's a joke. Why shouldn't he resign? I would ask the candidates. We'll start with Sayca Cubital. You were endorsed by Kwame Brown to take the seat when the Democrats chose somebody. Should the chairman resign, or what should he do with this horrible ethics cloud?
Yeah, well, I think what the chairman has got to do...
Well, yes or no in terms of resigning?
No. But what the chairman has got to do is get the information about all these scandals out in the open. I think most recently this issue with his campaign finance filings leaves us, as Kojo mentioned, a $250,000 question mark about where did this money go and how was it spent. And the most important issue is we've got to get the facts out so we know exactly what it is, what's wrong, and so we can have some clarity on this issue.
Well, the facts are the audit from the campaign finance office says that he misreported hundreds of thousands of dollars. Either didn't report it or didn't account for them. So what more do you need to know?
Well, I would like to know. I'm sure we all like to know where the money was spent.
What about you?
That's the
question. What about you, Josh? You said you think you said ethics in your 30-second thing. Should the chairman resign? What should he do?
It's probably still too early to make that call. But, I think you need to step up to the plate and accept responsibility. I mean, the guys, the chairman has, apologized on numerous occasions for the number of mistakes. The best thing you can do moving forward is to stop making simple mistakes. Step up to the plate, establish an ethics committee, really lead by example.
Vincent Orange, in your campaigns, I don't recall that there were campaign controversies in your previous, maybe there were, I can't remember, but what about this? You know Kwame Brown, you ran for chairman last year, you raised issues about his finances, now there's new information. Should he resign?
Well, I think that's a personal decision for Kwame Brown at this point in time. I do think that the process will continue and he should be, forthright. The next step is the audit report will be referred over to the General Counsel's office and the Office of Campaign Finance, and then there will be a hearing, and he'll be able to come in and state on the record what his position is. There's two key questions: the $169,000 that was distributed and called day labor, and there are no records to document
no
that.
Money details.
And the other issue relates to the $30,000 that was written out in cash, and they can only account for 3 of the 8 transactions. So there's some very serious questions that has to be addressed, and hopefully through that process that they will address those issues.